Did you know I'm doing double duty on the podcast game today? We got Mack Brooks in the building for the Mack Shark podcast. Mack Brooks, how are you doing? What's good with you, girl?
Listen, PScott, I'm glad to be here with you. We're here talking football today, and it's gonna get a little hot. Gonna get a little hot.
Hot because you got some hot takes on the Cowboys, or hot because you think the Cowboys are actually hot and you don't know what to do with that?
Both. Hell,
it can be
interesting.
It can be a little bit of both. So they play the Lions tonight.
It's gonna get.
They play the Lions tonight, and I don't know where. Okay, so you're the Cowboys enthusiast. I am not. Where are we? Talked a little bit off stage. Where is your thermometer on your enthusiasm on the Cowboys? Because I know it probably started one place and now it's reached a different apex, it feels like. Could you elaborate?
Well, obviously, the Dallas Cowboys started out as hot damn garbage in the first quarter of the season.
Can I get your, because I haven't talked to a Cowboys fan in real time in a while. I want to get the timeline of Micah Parsons trade, your initial reaction, then what you thought after the fact, and then getting Quinnen Williams and like just everything, like in real time. What was your reaction to Pickens and Micah and Williams? Like what was going through your mind? That had to be a roller coaster of emotions.
Listen, it's like a pregnant female, okay, going through all the emotions of that. Like, so we first trade for George Pickens. I'm like, okay, he could be an asset if he's not a diva. Brandon Cooks wasn't doing anything. CeeDee Lamb pretty much had to pick up all the slack.
If he wasn't a diva, you know what wide receivers are in the NFL, right? Like, we're not doing that, are we?
Listen, but George Pickens was a menace in Pittsburgh. Tell me I'm wrong. Like he was.
I'm not saying that you're wrong, but look at that quarterback room. I'd be a menace too. I would everything I could to get the hell out of Pittsburgh.
That's fair. But I can't even listen. You're right. Okay, so we get George Pickens. I was like, okay, this could be a great receiving core if it actually works out. If Dak can distribute the ball like all over, we got something. Then we fast forward, they named Schottenheimer the head coach, and I'm like, okay. I was like, the only reason I was giving him a chance is because he's a lot like his daddy, his dad Marty. I was
it's only because his last name is Schottenheimer. That's the only reason why you were giving that man even a break.
Well, yeah, and the other thing and listen, I don't give a damn who you ask. You could ask any other Cowboys fan on planet Earth. Not near one of us knew that Brian Schottenheimer was the offensive coordinator for the past couple of years because Mike McCarthy was calling the shots last year. And I was like,
he was calling the Schottenheimers.
Yeah. The Schottenheimers. I love that. So then we fast forward. I'm like, okay, we got George Pickens, got a new head coach, and then this Micah Parsons deal. And I'm like, okay, this is about to take forever. Like, this is not about to work out. Then he gets traded to Green Bay. And when now, if anybody knows me, y'all know that I am not a Green Bay fan. Anything with cheese, anything with green, y'all can pretty much go to damn hell. Okay, go home. Instead of go pack, go home.
What is your problem with? Whoa! Don't throw cheese. Look, Wisconsin can be hated. I get it, but don't. Why are you mad at cheese in general? That doesn't deserve it.
Just the fans of cheese. Just the fans of the cheese. The cheese.
You don't like cheese?
I love cheese. Listen, I'm like Steve Urkel. Okay. Did I do that? Yeah.
I wish I was wearing suspenders right now.
Listen, damn. I got to get some suspenders next time we come on here. Damn. Love it. Okay.
I'll be Stefan. You can be Laura.
Sick. Let's go. Absolutely. I love it here. Listen. Let's go. Let's go.
You actually saw it in your mind. You're like,
I did.
I don't hate that idea.
I don't at all. Because I'm sitting here like, that could work. This could be that. It's going to be a thing. I said, this has to happen somehow. Like, I'm gonna make it happen. It's gonna be a thing.
Not even Halloween. We're just gonna do it like on a random Wednesday.
Yeah, just because. Why not? Like, what you doing?
Why not?
Dressing up? Because I can. Don't ask questions. Just roll with it. Exactly. See, look.
Get winner or get long.
Doors over there. Listen. So we get Micah Parsons.
Back to the Cowboys, yeah.
Right. We get Micah Parsons traded. And my first initial thought was, now I have even more of a reason to hate the Green Bay Packers and their ridiculous ass fan base. Then I started thinking, I'm like, okay, well, this would be the chance for the Dallas Cowboys defense to show that they don't necessarily need Micah Parsons, because Micah Parsons is one person. He's not the entire damn defense. That did not work out in my favor for like the first quarter. And I was like, all right.
He's got the whole defense, and then we realized, goddamn.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. I was like, ain't no way. But then we started getting pieces like Trayvon Diggs came back off of injury. DeMarion Overshown came back. Also, Diggy Zua started to step up. We got Kenny Clark in the trade for Micah Parsons, which is not a bad trade. People think that it's such a bad trade, but it's not necessarily a bad trade, but he just didn't have anybody to help him fill that B gap. Now we get Quinnen Williams, and I'm like, damn, that could be good too. And then the first game off the rip, Quinnen Williams, 2.5 sacks, 2.5 tackles for loss off the rip. Oh, okay. And we kind of had this conversation a couple months ago, as far as like sometimes those big stars or those, first round picks need a different team for like their career resurgence. I fully believe that's what Quinnen Williams and Kenny Clark are doing right now. Now, the Dallas Cowboys defense is actually starting to match the electric offense that we've had this whole season. Like, yes, we've lost games prior to getting those two pickups, but we've the offense has been there all season. Like the O-line has pretty much been stacked pretty not gonna say prime, because a lot of them are a little bit older, but very little injuries. I mean, Tyler Guyton's been a little bit banged up. We've had to kind of rotate our tackles in and out just because injuries, and like trying to figure out who's going to be the best set of 5 for Dak to stay clean, that type of thing. So then we fast forward to the unfortunateness that is the loss of Marshawn Kneelands. And this is where the season kind of took a turn in the worst way and the best way, because obviously you losing a teammate, losing a brother, losing, somebody that you've seen grow through the draft through your team, that kind of thing, losing him in such a detrimental way, or just losing him in general in the middle of the season where they're trying to start to make a comeback, and then you lose Marshawn Kneelands, and then it's almost like a 180 flip of the momentum kind of just goes the complete opposite direction in terms of like the Cowboys are getting momentum. The Cowboys are now having more to play for outside of the fact that they're sick of everybody, talking them down and all the things. And it kind of dawned on me that, unfortunately, Marshawn Kneelands is no longer with us, but it was it's like the double-edged sword. Like, it was kind of the thing that the Cowboys kind of needed to really jumpstart the rest of their season. And some people take that as a bad thing in terms of like, oh, you needed somebody to, you needed a player to lose their life to get momentum. And it's not necessarily like that, but it is also unfortunately like that, just because of the plain fact that, okay, where was this motivation and everything prior to? But they always say like the universe lines up things for a reason, whether good, bad, ugly, or in between. And that's kind of like where I'm sitting with everything, is like, okay, the Dallas Cowboys have a team, like and it's kind of been like a weekly thing with me. Like, the Dallas Cowboys are like, they're getting consistent. Okay, now we're winning games. Now the Eagles come into AT&T Stadium, lose a 21-point lead, and get railroaded. The Chiefs turn around 4 days later, come into AT&T Stadium, Dak throws a pick right off the rip, and I threw the remote control at the TV screen. I'm just telling you that right now. Tossed that mug so hard at the TV screen. And then I was like, you know what, let me just chill out, because like things happen. The next thing you know, DeQuavius Rain Prescott out here just dropping dimes and buckets. And I was like, all right, well, this is what we needed. For
if you need somebody to be really great and then disappoint you, have the name have Prescott in it, and it will deliver.
I can't stand you. I really cannot. Get out of here. You're wild. No, don't ever do that again. However, it has, I can't stand you. Jesus Christ. PScott. I'm screaming. Listen, but it's really just kind of dawned on me that the Dallas Cowboys and more or less now Jerry Jones, who proverbially has made some of the worst mistakes when it comes to his franchise in the history of making mistakes for any team as a general manager.
Well, at least he doesn't own the Mavericks.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. 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 That's fair. That's fair. Oof. Jeez. That would be another dumpster.
If he owned both franchises, good Lord, that man would have been dragged out of that city.
The entire city of Arlington and Dallas would be up in flames right now. Yikes. Oh, the thought of that just gave me knots in my stomach. Ooh, can't. Anyhow, for me,
that's like trading CD Lamb for like Nate Peterman.
Right.
I'm not here for that.
Or they'd be trading like DeQuavius Prescott for like.
I love how you call him DeQuavius Prescott.
Yeah, it's like trading DeQuavius Prescott for like Nick Mullins. Some ridiculous ass second string. But I think for me, just week in and week out since the season has progressed, the Dallas Cowboys have just progressively just been proving everybody wrong and proving themselves right like this entire time. I think for me, just being a Dallas fan and not being one of those radical ass Dallas fans, it's like, oh, we're back. Let's chill. Right now, we got a team, but we ain't back. We ain't won nothing yet. But the entirety of the fact is the fact that the Dallas Cowboys could actually come back and get the NFC East title is nuts to me because the Philadelphia Eagles are hot damn garbage. And I want Tony Burton, Uncle Tony, to hear me loud and clear. Y'all are terrible. Y'all are terrible. You should just tag him
because that was very aggressive.
Listen. I still owe him some kickback from last year. Okay, I ain't been on some platform for a little bit, so I'm starting to collect my debts. Okay, Uncle Tony, your team is hot garbage. Okay, and not Mario in the comments talking about they hot till they lose in the wild card. Don't do that. Because listen, your 49ers don't look that great neither, homie.
They 9-3.
Okay, and they should be undefeated, but. No. Well,
okay.
Giant General Brock has been hurt.
No. If you want to throw stones at that man, they're 9-3 with Brock Purdy and Mac Jones playing quarterback. That man deserves all of his flowers for sticking with that terrible organization. They're not a terrible organization, but Mac Jones needs to be.
Shit. Okay.
No, Mac Jones he needs to be relegated back to NFL Europe. This is ridiculous. We are not doing this right now.
Listen, anybody with the name Mac in it will deliver you some disappointment and some impressiveness. I'm speaking from personal experience. McCorkle Jones is
M-A-C-K. No, if it's M-A-C, no, that man has to go right now. He does not need to be on a franchise at all. Mario knows what's good. He knows what's going on. But to get back to Dallas real quick, I know it's tough being right all the time. My bad. Oh. So with Dallas, like the only way I see them actually making the playoffs is if Philly has the most monumental breakdown of all time, because the division is the only way to get there, in my opinion. Because if they have to win 5 in a row, they haven't won 5 in a row in since like 93. Ish. Like winning 5 in a row is kind of difficult, but if you're gonna get there, you have to do that and then do it again in the playoffs. They just have to hope that Philly just completely melts down. Is that what you're thinking, or do you actually think that regardless of what Philly does, Dallas still makes it to the playoffs?
So here's my thinking, and it's kind of a little bit of both. With Philly being the current reigning Super Bowl champions, they're obviously they're in first place for the NFC East. The Dallas Cowboys, in my humble opinion, just through my experience of the sport, my knowledge of the sport, and obviously like watching all the things that we watch, discussing all the things that we discuss, I think that the Dallas Cowboys are going to slide into a wild card spot, and they're going to need a little bit of help. Shut up, Tony. That's all I'm going to say is shut up, Uncle Tony.
Yeah, he mad.
I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to slide into a wild
Tony,
card
you need to
spot.
rewind like 45 seconds ago, dog.
Literally, I just roasted you, fried bird.
She put you to the coals, man.
Listen, fried bird. I love him. He know I had to get my get back. Fried bird, but it's okay. Listen, y'all gonna do something. It's not gonna be great, but you're gonna do something. Anywho, I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to, like I said, I think they're gonna slide into a wild card spot, but it honestly started with beating the Chiefs. Nobody thought that they were gonna beat the Chiefs. I frankly didn't think that they were gonna beat the Chiefs, just knowing the Chiefs' pedigree and knowing what they do outside of GAJ Stadium. And when they're on the road, they're almost the exact same team that they play at home. But the Chiefs have had a down season. So I'm like, okay, this could go either way. I took Dallas by 3. Dallas won by 3. I'm like, all right, cool. But they basically have to win out and then hope to, pray to the football gods that they either get some help or that the schedules, bracket people, whatever, take into consideration everything.
Bracketologist.
Thank you. Bracketologists take into consideration where they started, where they came from, and where they are right now. Because the Dallas Cowboys, after tonight's game versus Amon-Ra St. Brown and all them Detroit Lions, if the Dallas Cowboys win this game, if the Dallas Cowboys win this game, the rest of their season is, I'm not going to say it's a cakewalk, but 2 of those teams on there, they should win, which is the last game is the Giants in New York, and then Washington comes to Dallas. Then they play the Chargers in Dallas after this game. So they have a possibility of winning out, but you can't take your foot off the pedal if you're the Dallas Cowboys. Like, even if you, for some reason, don't get in on a wild card spot, you could play spoiler. But I think if they can keep piling on the points and the defense can keep at it and, keep their giving up rush yards and they're giving up touchdowns to a minimum, I think they're going to be able to slide into a wild card spot. Now, don't ask me what I think they're going to do once they get to the wild card spot, because we got to get there first before I can even talk about it, because proverbially, we all know what happens to the fucking Dallas Cowboys during the playoffs. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
The moment that you started that sentence, I can see the smile, because you're like, I don't want to say they're going to win, because I don't want to be that person.
Listen, I'm not going to say that they're going to win, but it's going to be.
You want to be that person. Go ahead, Mac. Tell everybody you think they go into the Super Bowl if they get in the playoffs. Go ahead and say it. Say it loud and proud.
Yeah, damn it. Yeah, listen. I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to make it through the playoffs. How far? I don't know. We got to get there first. And also, Uncle Tony, you got about 30 seconds before I roast you like a bird again out here making comment.
I was just going to say, a Bills and Cowboys fan making fun of the Eagles if it was 1992-93, but 45 seconds ago, bro. I love you more than just about anything, but we're having a good conversation and you coming in here ruining the vibe.
Listen here, Uncle Tony. Last time I checked, I have more receiving yards this year than Arthur won. Just saying. Just saying. I had more receiving yards in my final season of football than Arthur Juan has had all season. So, argue with your mama, not me. No day.
Everyone's favorite villain. So you, all right. I want to get a real. Okay, the Cowboys' opinion is fun. Do you really think they're going to make the playoffs?
Yeah, I do. As a former player, I truly think they're going to make it.
How?
Yeah.
No, like don't, because like don't do the whole like athlete thing. Realistically,
yes,
they have to win out essentially.
Yeah, and it's not, and that's the thing is like it's not completely unsought after. Like it's really not. You have to look at the rest of the schedule.
It's not unfathomable. It's not completely off the board, but man, the stats are really 5 in a row again. I don't see that happening.
Realistically, So I'm looking at the schedule and I'm looking at some of my notes too. The first of 5 games that they would have had to win to win out. They already have. They beat the Eagles at home. They beat the Chiefs at home. Well, and then the Vikings come after the bye week. That's an automatic win. I'm sorry. That's not automatic.
I hope that you're on a tape delay so you can see Mario's comment later.
Yeah, I'm looking right at it. You know, hey, lucky I live in Michigan because I would just go up there and bench press his ass because, like, stop it. Like, knock it off. See, this is why I can't come on here because, like, the whole family just come up here and start acting out. And
why?
I love
because
it.
we have fun? You don't want to be here because you don't want to have fun?
Oh, no, I need to be here is my point. I need it. And then the Chargers come to Dallas. That game could go either way. Then the Cowboys are on the road for the last 2 games, Christmas in Washington, and then on January 4th in New York. So, like I said, they've already won 3 of the 5 that they would need to win. The Eagles, Chiefs, I'm giving them the win against the Vikings because JJ McCarthy is not about to do nothing for real. Chargers can go
Brosmer. They're both awful.
Yeah, Brosmer's ridiculously terrible.
He's cheeks.
Yeah, he is not good.
He's awful.
Yeah, jeez. Oof, the thought of that just gives me chills for them. And I hate how the Viking season has gone proverbially because they were like damn near on top.
No, you don't. You don't really hate it. No, you don't.
No, I don't. I think it's kind of funny. But then when you look at everything, like I said, the Chargers come, but Justin Herbert still has a broken left hand. Also, like, take that into consideration. Like, he has a broken left hand, and then who knows if Jaden Daniels is even going to be good enough to come back. Like, he's still, like, he was at practice today, but his offensive line is about as good as a piece of paper. Like, this piece of paper could block better right now.
But see, the thing is, that offensive line was good enough to almost beat Denver, who has, what I've been told, is the top 3 defense in the NFL. Like, that's what I keep being told. Tony says, leave JJ alone. No, I will. No, I will not, sir. I will roast JJ McCarthy all the time. Sorry, I was filibustering because it looked like Mac was.
Yeah, sorry. I'm about to go pick up my daughter in a little bit. So, but
children are the worst. They just get in the way of everything.
My little best friend is the shit. Okay, and she's about to watch football with me too, which is going to be great. Interesting.
I love my son, but they get in the way. Do stuff. It's that is a real thing. They get in the way of having fun as an adult.
Valid. That's
valid.
Fair. That's fair.
But they're great.
They are. I love them sometimes when they don't give me gray hair.
So with Dallas, all right. So you think they're going to make the playoffs?
Yes.
I am up in the air personally, but
Fair.
Tonight's game, which, and I appreciate you saying that because I do think it is. If they make the playoffs, it doesn't. Would I be shocked? No, but I would be a little bit surprised. Just basically like from where they were and how the season ended. Like that's a surprising story, and I think it's one that should be celebrated if they actually do. And it's weird because I want to get to tonight's game pretty shortly, but it is really weird to me how the Dallas Cowboys went from the team, but it was America's team. That's what they were anointed. And then the last 30 years or so, it's just been kind of like, well, they're fans and so, and they're relevant, but they're not really that great. And after they trade Micah Parsons, it's weird because they kind of went into the underdog story and people were rooting for them. It's weird how all of this kind of has matriculated down the field to now we're rooting for the Cowboys to be good again.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because I was actually having this conversation with one of my siblings and my uncle and a lot of my family members who are not Dallas fans. In fact, all of them are Giants fans, and I think it's quite...
The Lions by 50. Sorry, I just saw that.
Yeah, he's tripping. He don't even believe that.
Uncle was being a jerk.
Yeah, listen. But realistically, that's how it started. And somehow, strangely enough, we all know Jerry Jones to be the proverbial reason why the Dallas Cowboys have been a dumpster fire in terms of making decisions and just the overall team morale, because he just don't know how to talk in front of a microphone, nor does he seem very competent. However, for whatever reason outside of the Micah Parsons trade. And to be quite honest, I wasn't even too upset about the Micah Parsons trade, just strictly for the plain fact.
Whoa, hold on. In real time, you weren't that upset about it?
No, because at the time he was injury prone. He didn't play the last couple games. So he was kind of a little bit of a flight risk for us because we had a bunch of newer players. Like, how are we supposed to build around Micah Parsons? And the best ability is availability. You weren't available. You were hurt. Like,
I don't believe that.
I was more or less, I'll say this. I was more or less upset that he went to the Packers. The trade, however, not so much. The pack.
No, I
would have been okay.
I don't believe that at all from you.
Why? Why? Because I'm a realist. Like, I realistically
because there's nobody on the history of the point. That would be like, hey, Bruce Smith in 1992. I'm like, hey, you trade him to anybody, and me be like, yeah, I'm good with it. I could rationalize that. No, there's not. I don't believe you at all that you were okay with the trade.
Listen to me. I said I was okay with the trade. I wasn't excited about where he went. That's the difference.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that I feel like you're being disingenuous where I don't feel
promise
like
you. I don't think you can sit up here and tell me that. No.
I will absolutely go through all your social medias to just find where you're going like, really? We're trading Micah Parsons? Because I made a post. I will go back and try to find it, but I made a post about how salty I was that he got traded to the Green Bay Packers. I even said this up. The trade, okay, I figured that was going to happen because Jerry Jones was going to pay him. Mario, do the investigative work. Go through all her socials.
And I'm not a Dallas fan. And so just because you're not a Dallas fan, you wasn't okay with that means I have to crash out. I have plenty of other things to crash out about, like the fact that people still eat green bean casserole. Like, I'm gonna crash out about that.
You shouldn't crash out about it because that's an awful thing to just consume.
Right,
but that's not something to crash out about.
And just like a trade, it's not anything to crash out about. But like, I don't believe Packers. They could have went anywhere else.
You can tell me all you want to that you weren't okay with going to Green Bay and okay with them being traded, and I will not believe just none of it. I won't believe any of it.
I love that for you. You know, you like it. I love it. I mean, listen.
I hope you have the day that you deserve.
Listen, you don't do that. You don't do that. Man, listen, all in all, like I said, at the end of the day, trades are going to happen. Mistakes in terms of terrible contracts or not giving somebody a contract. And it's all about what you need. For whatever reason, they didn't think that they needed Micah Parsons. The Green Bay Packers needed an edge rusher. Quite literally. Like, we got Kenny.
But they had one. Micah Parsons was the edge rusher.
That's what I'm saying. Jerry didn't think we needed them. Green Bay needed one. We got Kenny Clark because apparently we didn't have anybody in the middle, but we had also a Diggy Zua. Like, it made no sense, but I'm like, it doesn't shock me because it's Jerry Bleepin' Jones. Yes. It's Jerry, thank you. It's Jerry Jones. Like, I don't know what you want from me. Like, at that point, nothing at all that happened that came out of the world of Arlington and Dallas surprised me.
So
outside of the team selection, outside of that.
So here's the way that I approached the Micah Parsons trade was largely what you told me. I don't believe you, but I agreed with it because I came because I know you Monty is gonna pop in some point. I know he's going to. He's gonna defend. He's going to defend it at some point in time. But so when Dallas moved on from Micah, I personally agreed with the trade. Maybe compensation, no, but I've always been a believer of in today's NFL, you need the players. Like if you don't have a top 3 quarterback, you need to get the best roster, period. And is Micah Parsons one of the best defensive players in football? Absolutely. But do you need to pay him $infinity billion a year? To me, I would say no. because you can get a bunch of other dudes who are really, really good as opposed to paying one dude to be awesome. Now, it really depends on roster construction, what you already have. So I can compartmentalize that. Is it a bad trade? It can be, but I understand the movement of what they did basically. But it's also Dallas at the beginning of the season we thought was so far away from contending. Why would you pay even more money? And that's the reason why I understood why they traded him is why would you pay one dude $60 million ish a year when you're nowhere damn close to even competing? And to your point, even with Jerry Jones is like, I don't need him. It's a weird thing to say, but essentially it is. We can be relative without him because my quarterback's taking up like 20% of my 30% of my cap space, you know?
Literally. Well, and I think that, and after this, I gotta go. But like really thinking about it, like when you asked me like how I felt, that's the first thing I took in consideration because we were paying him just north of 60 mil, 61 and a half, 62, somewhere in there. And we can sit there and like kind of go back and forth and, you know, kind of make judgments as far as like what this looks like or what that looks like. But with that 60 million, especially with Dak Prescott taking up 30% of the cap space, I could take that 60 million and spread it out to younger players, newer players, and still be able to fill those holes. Obviously, it's going to take one or two types of players to fill the hole.
Before you leave, why do you call him Daquavius?
Because that's what Cam Newton calls him, and it sounds dope.
Daquavius instead of Dakota.
Yeah,
it actually
Daquavius, fantastic. I was like, Daquavius is amazing. I'm stealing that for the moment. So it's Daquavius. It's Daquavius Rain Dakota Prescott is what I call him.
So can my name be Daquavius Prescott Kelly?
Yes. Yep. Fact. That's right, your new name.
There it is.
I'm changing it in the chat.
Well, unfortunately, Mac has to get out of here.
I do.
Yeah.
That one's
right when I was cooking.
I'm sorry. Listen,
right when I was cooking.
I know.
Daquavius was in the building. I'm not allowed to play here anymore.
I love it here. All right. Well, we will be back later or another day.
We'll be back later. Yeah, for sure. You guys know the drill. Stay up, stay blessed. Thank you, Mac, so much for your time. You guys know the drill. Stay up, stay blessed. Thank you for everybody in the chat that was chopping up with us. We'll catch you guys in the. Oh, there's no way that you just did that.
I had to.
No, you didn't have to. There's no way that you just dabbed. I swear to God, man. If I was in here right now, he would high five you through the screen. He loves doing that stuff. He's 11.
That's why I did it.
Legitimately, no, I'm mad at you. I will bring my son up here for that. The next time that you and I are on, I will bring him up just so that you guys can like high five each other. I'm mad at you. I've never been mad at you in my entire life, but the dad I want him. Don't. I was getting ready to quit the live stream like right now. I was about to crash out on like you do with the Cowboys.
Listen, it's what I do. I make people crash out if I'm not crashing out. It's fine.
It's all good. Mac, I appreciate your time. You guys know the drill. Stay up, stay blessed. Thanks for tuning in with us. We'll catch you guys on the next one. We're out.